So I just got a hold of this Athlon Cronus ATS Pro. It's a 25x250 pixel. It's got an external battery port, which is pretty cool. I haven't played around with it a lot. This is just my initial impressions of it and review. It's a good handheld scanner. It's got a pretty cool little quick release knob here that you can tighten for different pick rails. You push in here and it pushes this bolt out right here. As you can see, it'll push that bolt out. So you push that in and that bolt comes out. You can tighten it there. And then you latch it on. And then to undo the latch, you press down on this and pull forward and it'll undo that latch. It's got a flip cover, which is pretty cool. Clicks on and off. It's got internal recording, so it'll record, or so it can record video through the scope of your shots on coyotes or whatever you're hunting at night. Its base magnification, I think, is 3x, which is kind of what I would leave it at, just because for my hunting, I'm going to be hunting coyotes with it. I'm not going to be shooting really any more than 100 yards, hopefully. And so, yeah, it works great as a little handheld scanner, just holding it up like this off the gun. But then on the gun, works pretty well. And today I'm sighting it in. I haven't had the chance to actually sight it in. And so I'm gonna kind of go through that process and talk about the menu system and how everything works as you see it on the screen. So we're gonna throw it on my gun, and I have paint marks on this side that you can't see from that side, unfortunately, that show where I need to clip it. And so I'll mount it there, and then you click it on, and that's not going anywhere. That's staying right there. Flip it on, turn on the thermal, and then it'll give you a menu screen, and I'll switch to recording on the rifle. And so I'm gonna hit the record button on here, which is just the power button. You tap it once and it starts recording. And now I can set it and get it set on this target. And it is windy out today. I don't know if you can hear that, hopefully not. So for sighting it in, I'd highly recommend getting a tripod that you can shoot off of. So we're gonna hit 0 settings. So I'm gonna hover over it, click it. We're gonna click 50 yard 0, which is the one I've been working on. And then we're gonna go through and I'm gonna go and increase the magnification to 4x, just so I know exactly where I'm shooting. And I'm also gonna drop this down just a little bit, this tripod, so it's a little bit easier to shoot off of, more stable in this wind. Sit down and get rolling here. Okay. This way I can shoot a little bit easier off of it. So we're gonna go find that right there. So as you can see, I put a hot hand on top of the target, and that's gonna be what I'm aiming at. And so the way you're gonna do this, get around in, I would like to get my tripod to where, there you go. So kind of free sitting, I can hold on that. And so I'm gonna hold right there. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back out there. I'm gonna stop recording on this. Single tap to stop the recording. And I'm gonna go back out there with another hot hand that I have, and I'm gonna tape the top left corner of that hot hand to where this other one was. So I placed a second hot hand where my point of impact was. And so when I zoom in, here I'll record. So my impact was high and to the right. And so what I'll do is I'll get back on target. So I have the menu up. I'm gonna go back to my 0 settings, back to 50 yards, click on it. Okay, at the 1x, gonna zoom it in to 4x again. And then this is a freeze screen. So what I'll do is I'll get to where I was aiming, which was right on this hot hand. So right there, then you go down 1, and you're gonna move the crosshairs to the other hot hand, which should be right. That's my point of impact right there, is where I put the other hot hand. So I'm going to mark that, and then you hit confirm. And then I'm going to go back to it, and I'm going to try again just to confirm my shot placement. I'm going to go back to 4x just because I like being zoomed in. Make sure I have a round in. Let one off. Clear my gun. I'm gonna walk down range really quick and see. I'm going to check my other point of impact. So it's just a little bit high into the right. And so I'm going to just do the same exact thing I did last time when I came back to doing this. Get my gun set up, find my target, boom, right there. Just a hair over. And a hair up. I'm just right there. That should be my exact point of impact. Confirm. Throw one more round down range. Go check that last shot. See where I hit. Oh, lots of walking. Lots of walking. So, my hole is, you can get as nitpicky with this as you want. My hole's a tiny bit low. Then long hold, get off, long hold, get off. And now we're gonna see if I can't show that this is sighted in by shooting this one round into this target here. Let's see here. And zoom way in. Adjust our focus. We'll go check that out. There should be 2 rounds now in the center, or in that hand or hot pocket, in that hand warmer. Okay, let's see how. Yeah, so first round was right here. So I put this guy here to signal. Okay, I need to lock my sight here and then move the reticle to here. Then I shot here. That was the last round, and then there's this round. So I'm pretty happy with that as far as in this area. I mean, for a thermal shooting this far, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be taking any shots over this. Like that's within range of a dead coyote. So I'm happy with that. As far as my initial thoughts and first impressions go, I'm pretty stoked with this thermal optic. It's a budget friendlier optic than a lot of the other really high-end optics out there. Even in the Athlon line, this is their, what I would consider their budget optic. Yeah, the quality's not as great as something with higher pixels, but that just comes with a lower pixel count. But for anything 100 yards and in, even nearly 200 yards and in, this is gonna do great. I'm really excited to go test it out some more on coyotes and hunting at night. That's something I've never really done, so I'm really excited to get the chance to go do that now. But as far as a beginning optic goes, I like it. I had a little bit of trouble figuring out how to sight it in, but I definitely recommend using hot hands or facing the target up towards the sky. Let it heat up for about 5 minutes on a sunny day and you'll be able to see a lot better. And then definitely shoot off a tripod when you're sighting it in. That way, when you're going back to freeze the screen on what you want it to be, like where you were aiming, it's a lot more stable than off a bipod or something else like that. All around though, I'm really impressed with this and I'm really excited to go use it. So that is my review of the Cronus ATS Pro 25p-250. If you have any questions, let me know. And I'm gonna go try to shoot some coyotes tonight off of Carcass. So, should be fun.